NXT took place tonight in Las Vegas, officially in the unincorporated town of Winchester, Nevada, at the Fontainebleau Las Vegas, which is a hotel and casino. So this is the final official show in Las Vegas under WrestleMania week. It comes to an end, and for the last time, as the show started, we saw the Vegas Strip. Last time we're going to see it. We saw the Excalibur, the Luxor, New York, and other hotels around it. I'm going to miss seeing the Vegas Strip. I will never miss hearing the official theme song of WrestleMania. I'm not going to say the song. I'm not going to say the fucking rapper's name. Fuck that guy. I have a lot to say. I don't know if I'm going to talk about it this video, but certain someone did an interview today on the Pat McAfee show, and you've probably heard about it, and I don't know if I want to talk about it during NXT because it has nothing to do with the NXT product, which I enjoy, and I don't want to be negative right now, but eventually I will talk about that and his comments. But he started tonight off with the NXT Women's Championship, which was defended by Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, who just won the titles back last night on Raw after losing it at WrestleMania. And it's funny because now this is their third consecutive day of fighting for the tag team titles. Defended at Mania, lost to Becky and Lara, then they beat Becky and Lara to regain the belts on Raw, and now they're defending it against Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. So, funny thing was Vic Joseph and Corey Graves were actually ribbing Booker T for falling asleep at the Hall of Fame in the Fontainebleau, which is the exact same venue. And I can tell that the venue's a lot smaller. I have to say, than other theaters WWE runs. There was the Roadblock shows that the MSG Theater looked much bigger. The Cincinnati one looked bigger. The Atlanta one, the Los Angeles one, all of them looked much bigger. But I do like the intimate setting. It does, even though it's substantially smaller, I like how the ring is so close to the stage. I always wondered how that would look if you had a ring closer to a stage with all the fans gathered around the ring, like in a concert. I always thought that'd be more interesting. I think it always fit more people, but you had the stage touching the ring, kind of like WCW used to do, so that was kind of cool. Gigi and Dolan come out next, and the match itself was pretty basic. As I said, Liv and Raquel, their third straight night. Liv pinned Gigi Dolan with an Oblivion. Match wasn't very good. I thought Gigi Dolan made some mistakes. Sam Paxton made some mistakes as well, especially when there was a spot where they put Raquel Rodriguez in position for their finishing move, and they were looking at Liv right before they did it, so there were some miscues. Just shows me they're still green. Gigi's been around forever in NXT, and Tatum's been around a bit while too, and making mistakes. I'm not sure they're going to be on the main roster anytime soon. So backstage, you had after Liv and Raquel won, Lexis King was talking to those two musicians, whatever their name is. I don't even know, Hank and Teller, whatever their name is. And he was asking to bring back the Heritage Cup trophy, and I was thrilled. I was celebrating on Saturday when I was watching Stand and Deliver because I thought finally that piece of shit, useless Heritage Cup trophy is gone forever. Fuck that trophy. I was celebrating. I never have to see it again. It means nothing. I'm annoyed by it. I hate the stupid stipulations. I don't ever want to see it again. Sadly, the piece of shit must endure. Why? No one gives a fuck about this trophy. Anyway, they bring back the trophy, and Lexis King gets it back, but the condition is he must defend it tonight. Like, why do they give a shit? But Lexis King's going to defend it. And then Ricky Saints was walking down the Fontainebleau Hotel to the theater. I have to say, it's really nice. I've never been in the Fontainebleau. I've been to Las Vegas, but it's incredibly nice. It's much newer. I think it only opened up in 2020, so... and I saw the Hall of Fame. It's very nice. I think that was if I'm not mistaken, was that the hotel WWE talent and employees were staying at? They probably were because they did so many events for them. They did, I think, 4 nights in a row. Or sorry, well, not excluding Monday, but Saturday they did the Hall of Fame there. Then I think Friday was the One Dead Man show, Undertaker's One Dead Man show. Then Saturday was the Hall of Fame. And, or maybe third, I don't know. So I think actually Friday night was the Hall of Fame. Saturday might have been was that the One Dead Man show? There couldn't have been actually. I was WrestleMania. I'm making a mistake. I think maybe Thursday was the One Dead Man show. Friday was, I don't 11. No, I'm sorry. Saturday was the One Dead Man show. That was after WrestleMania. I keep making so many mistakes. Sorry. The Thursday was the Friday was the Hall of Fame. Saturday was the One Dead Man show. Then Sunday was the Roast of WrestleMania, which we never saw. I've heard it was supposed to be good, but you're not gonna get to see it. Monday there was nothing. Tuesday was NXT. So they have a relationship with them. I'm sure if NXT is ever back in Vegas, they'll be back at the Fontainebleau. I hope they go back there instead of being at the Apex for UFC. That setting I didn't like as much, but they show highlights of Bloodsport, which was Josh Barnett's. I guess they'll be working with him maybe. I don't know. There was a lot of wrestlers who went there. Natty, in particular, that had a great showing. I just don't really care to see her much in WWE anymore, but that was cool. She had a good showing there. You had Dark State mocking... what's his name? Sorry. One of No Quarter Catch Crew guys named Miles Bourne, who was just there by himself with Ren Sinclair. They were mocking him, and they for talking about Bloodsport that they can't handle it. And then you had Javon Evans come to his aid. They argued with them and eventually set up a tag team match. You had Ricky Saints heading to the ring. Then once he's cutting his promo, Alexis King interrupts him. They go back and forth. They're separated by refs. Hank can take the new tag team champions. They're talking to the new NXT Women's North American champion, Sol Ruca, and her friend Zaria. And then you had Thea Hale come in and congratulate Sol. Jada Parker walks in and tells off Thea. Kalani walks in and mocks Thea. And then Fatal Influence argues. And after they mock Thea as well. And it seems like there's obviously tension between JC and Fallon, which I think is good. I want to see Fallon on the main roster now. She can come up. She's been in NXT for long enough. JC, I don't think JC and Gigi are going to go anywhere. I don't think they need to go to the main roster. They can just stay in NXT. Mandy Rose fucked both their careers up when she decided to just be a OnlyFans model, but she ruined both their careers. They were going to go to the main roster with her, and Toxic Attraction was going to be a big act. Mandy killed both of them. It's too bad. But Fallon should just go to the main roster. She's more than ready. We'll see. She might get over. I don't know. But they had Noam Dar return. He challenged Alexis King. Noam Dar's been here for 9 years. Why is he still here? I don't get it. I know these NXT lifers are there, but someone like Sean Spears is fine because I think he can just give advice. But I mean, Noam Dar, does he still need to be in NXT? I don't know. I guess, but he won. He's the new Heritage Cup champion. He gets his trophy back like anyone cares. Sarah Stryber interviewed Roxanne Perez in the back. She never said anything about what happened with Cora Jade as Sid and Liver. They even mentioned that, but she just said she doesn't know Julia was going to be on Raw, so there's no alliance between the two of them. She then proceeds to cut a promo on Stephanie Vaquer for their Women's Championship, which was the main event. He had Fallon Henley against Thea Hale, so the big story was Fallon and JC were going for an attack, but JC accidentally did a bicycle kick onto Fallon, and then Thea threw her back in the ring, punched Jasmine, who's on the ropes, took her out, and then Thea put in the Kimura and defeated Fallon, so Thea gets the win. Oba Femi's backstage. He comes to the ring and puts over Javon Evans, how much of an OG he is. Then Trick Williams comes out, and then all of a sudden, say his name, and he appears. It's Joe Hendry. He comes out, he gets a big pop, everyone loves him. And for whatever reason, he just cut the scathing promo on Trick because Trick has changed so much the last time that they tag teamed. I don't know when that was. Just maybe I have short memory, but I almost forgot. But he's upset with Trick. He just cuts a scathing promo on him. He calls him a whiny bitch, which is true. I mean, Trick sucks now. Seriously, I don't even care about him as a heel. The whole whoop that Trick. Maybe I'm so down on Trick because of Mr. Yeet Man, who I hate so much. I'm almost down on him just because of the Yeet guy. I don't want this shit. If you're not going to be a good worker, you can't cut promos, I don't need to see you. I don't give a fuck about your stupid catchphrase. It's painful watching the Yeet Man. It's going to be painful watching Trick. He's not good in the ring. He slowed the match down. He missed a big spot at Stand Liver. I talked about that. I'm really losing interest in Trick. But Trick mocked Joe Hendry for losing to Randy Orton, but Joe says it was in front of 60,000 people while you were in the stands. And it was almost as if they're telling off the people who said, he's being buried. I said, no, he's not being buried at all. Joe Hendry was not buried by Randy Orton. It was a good showing. The TNA title is being featured at WrestleMania. Since when does that happen? Nobody knows about TNA. Nobody even cares about TNA. Maybe in like 2000, 7 or 8, yeah, if this happened, it would be bad. But I mean, no one even talks about TNA. They haven't talked for TNA in over a decade. Them being featured anywhere at WrestleMania is a good sign. I don't give a fuck what idiots, journalists like the Tuna Melter says. It was good for them to be at WrestleMania. So fuck those people. But he was happy. I agree. Joe Hendry should be happy being featured at WrestleMania. And then Joe and Oba throw Trick out of the ring after they argue and they have a stare down, and I guess maybe we'll get that match. Stacks or somewhere, he's somewhere in the desert, I don't know, the Vegas desert. They're still in Las Vegas, so it makes sense. And all of a sudden Luca meets him there, and he asks him, he's upset at Stacks, and Stacks asks him why he thinks he invited him out there. And then Luca says, oh fuck, like it's, you know, a mafia movie. Before we get a hard fade to black, I'm thinking, did he kill Luca? Are they going to fire Luca? I hope not. That'd be kind of rude. But I mean, if they're breaking it up, what are they going to have for Luca? I don't know what he really has other than being part of the family. So he might get the axe. I hope not. Sarah Schreiber interviewed Sol Ruca and Zarya, and they're there again. And Liv and Raquel then mock Zarya for not having a belt. Sol challenges them. She wants a tag title match. Liv and Raquel blow them off. So obviously, at some point, we're going to get that match, and Liv and Raquel will obviously win. I guess Sol Ruca, I would predict her, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker. There might be a few others I can think of. Vaquer and Julie. I don't know when they're going to go up, but those are the two big names. A lot of them are just going to go to the main roster. I don't know when it's going to be, but I think by next year, all of them should be on the main roster. Then after Sol challenged him, they just walked off. Trick Williams, he's just smashing stuff backstage. We hear Ava yelling at him, and then she tells him to get out. And we find out later in the show that Ava kicked him out of the building. Javon Evans heads to the ring to team with Miles Bourne against the Dark State. Dark State wins. They pinned Bourne as no quarter catch crew looked on, so they're teasing dissension between them. They're going to slip another stable, I guess. No one cares about the no quarter catch crew. It's not like the family breaking up, or certainly not like Chase U breaking up, and we'll get to them later. We see the Vegas Strip one last time. As I mentioned, we saw Luxor, Excalibur, New York. Those around there, and we also saw the MGM Grand. I know I think historically they always had a close relationship with the UFC. I don't know about WWE, but they're with TKO. You see the Vegas Strip last time, and it's nighttime, so obviously it wasn't live, but that was the final time we see the Vegas Strip as WrestleMania week in Las Vegas is over. Sean Spears talked to Ava, and Namora tells Ava that his time's coming to an end in NXT, and she badly wants a tag team title shot. I don't know if that's true or not, because he was laughing at the end. Ava feels sorry for him. So she makes a tag match, and you saw Briggs walk in, and we're getting a tag team title match with Hank and Take against Briggs and Inamura. I don't know if that's it for Inamura. We see the Don walking in his Vegas hotel room, and he talks to Adriana Rizzo in her room. Choni's upset. He's worried about Luca. He doesn't know what's going on. He wants revenge on Stacks. Rizzo tries to basically talk him out of it, but he's hell-bent on getting hit back at him. And he eventually tells her that he's going to put her on protection, and this is serious. So we'll see what happens there. Sarah Schreiber interviews Ricky Saints. He's going to face Lexus King next week, and then Ethan Page stares down Ricky, and then Lexus jumps him from behind, so that sets up their match next week. Roxanne Perez is out next, and then when we come back, we go to a segment with Andre Chase. He randomly opens up a briefcase, and we see a Chase U sweater. Chase U, everyone, is back. The announcers run down next week's show, so it's funny because after Stand and Lever, it was like only a few weeks since tonight's over. There's only going to be 4 weeks or so to build up the next NXT or WWE PLE, which is Battleground. That's on, I believe it's the 26th of May. So quite the quick turnaround. And especially after a big show like Stand and Deliver on WrestleMania week, I thought they'd want more time to build the next PLE. So then you had Stephanie Vaquer make her entrance, and we got the main event. Stephanie Vaquer defending the NXT Women's Championship against Roxanne Perez. They had a basic match. I mean, these two are capable of having an all-time great match. Didn't really get it. I mean, everyone's exhausted. It's Las Vegas. It's the end of WrestleMania week. Everyone just wants to go home now. I'm Vegas sick. I'm ill. I'm sick. I think I'm genuinely sick right now, under the weather, because of the WrestleMania main event and seeing that stupid rapper ruined that match, and I think I'm physically sick now. It made me so disgusted. I think I'm actually sick, sick, because of it. But yeah, everyone's tired in Vegas. I just think people just want to go home, and match wasn't much. That's how basically WrestleMania weekends. You saw them do a suplex onto the stage. Then you saw Stephanie do her move, which everyone loves. We saw her do on Raw, and Booker T selling it. I would love to see Roxanne do that move. I think that'd look nice too. But they went back and forth. Eventually, Stephanie just put her away with the SVD after she did the... I forget what it's officially called, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. She hit her finisher after that, pinned Roxanne. I think that's it for Roxanne Perez in NXT. Finally, she's on the main roster now, permanently, hopefully. And then after that, Julia's music hit. She stood on the stage. Stephanie stood her down. She held up her belt. Then Jordynne Grace appeared in the crowd, also looked on. And I guess Julia and Stephanie Vicker are staying in NXT, as I think they probably should. Jordynne Grace obviously is going to stay there as well. Well, Roxanne's on the main roster. And that was it. That's how NXT ended. And that is officially how WWE signed off in Las Vegas, because WrestleMania week is officially over.